Hi everyone, it's David from Bunkie Life. We're going to start this live stream at 7:30 sharp, which is 3 minutes from now. In the meantime, I'm going to play you guys a little presentation, how to build a bunkie in 5 minutes. Actually 5 hours, but it's time lapse. Alright guys, we're going to start the presentation in a few minutes. In the meantime, if you could chat, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're tuning in, you can type in where you're from. That'd be awesome.
Scotia, I'll find.
All right, everybody, I'm here and I'm excited to chat. And today's going to be a really short one. So we're just going to talk basically about bunkie maintenance, how to stain it, which is really the only maintenance thing you have to do. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. Let me explain what we're going to chat about today. So we're going to chat for about 5 minutes. I'm going to read a couple little stories. Then we're talking about staining, and then roofing, I guess, is the other aspect of it. If you have any questions, I'm going to be on at the end of the chat. I'm going to be on answering every question. So if you have a question, maybe hold off on it and wait until towards the end of the chat if it doesn't get asked already, because sometimes we'll have duplicate questions, which can be avoided if you just kind of wait and see, did someone else ask the same question I already asked? And then at the end of the chat, if it doesn't get asked, then ask it and I'll answer it. So that's basically today's live stream, and I want to share with you guys a quick little story. This is from last year. This past summer we had a really awesome client named Mark Turner, and his son basically built their bunkie. And so this is what he said. He said, when we saw the bunkie giveaway, we decided to enter but did not win, and we decided to buy a bunkie anyway to save me the work and this time of designing and building a fort. The bunkie went together quite easily with some minor twists. David has been great for answering questions we had. My son did the majority of the build, and he's only 14. He's living in the bunkie now. We have the bunkie wired up for electricity, and he put 3 receptacles in for his son's things. I put an air conditioner in to keep it cool, and he has a small fridge. They also bought some blinds, and he says, my son loves the bunkie. He has friends over and spends most of his time out in it. So maybe you're trying to get away from your teenage son. I'm just teasing. But that's one of our many success stories from last year. So I'm going to also tell you guys about the calendar. So there's going to be a few more live streams before the end of the contest, which is in just 9 days. So we're closing on the end of the contest. This is tonight, the Sunday. We're doing how to maintain your bunkie. In 2 days from now at 7:30, we'll talk about the ordering and delivery process. And then on Thursday, I'm going to just open up all my experiences of doing Airbnb. That might be a longer stream, depending on how interested people are in the Airbnb thing. But I'm going to stay on and answer every question. I've also appeared on other podcasts too about the whole Airbnb concept. It's really interesting. And then the final week, we're going to talk about, kind of wrap up and talk about our 2-day sale on Sunday, and then announce the winner right here live at 7:30, right here on Facebook and YouTube and etc. So tune in for that for sure. So today's presentation is bunkie maintenance. So really the first thing. Also, guys, if you're chatting, that's cool. You can go ahead and chat. If you have a question, think about it towards the end. And when you type in your question, if you could, put it in all caps. Then it'll pop in really nice when I go through the feed. So, staining. Let's talk about it. One of our builds this summer, my friend Dave did a presentation on it. So I'm just going to play this video for you. It's pretty interesting. So here it is. The video on staining. I might just fast forward and stuff, but it's pretty interesting. Hope you guys can see this.
All right, Facebook, here we go.
So this is,
we have had this particular bunkie up for about 4 months.
So Dave says he's had his bunkie for 4 months.
And so we're just starting the process of staining it.
And he just started staining it.
Based on the expertise of someone.
So Dave went in and he interviewed a couple of different experts. There's also a video on YouTube. If you type in bunkie stain, it'll come right up. We interviewed a bunch of people, and they all recommended an oil-based stain. Now Dave in this video talks about how he first sanded the bunkie a little bit with an orbital sander. You could probably just use a little sanding block as well, but basically you want to open up the pores of the wood so that the stain gets in there and really gets deep. And then in this video, you can notice his daughter here is staining with a brush, which is totally fine. If you're old school, it's good for the detail work. And then also later in the video, Dave uses a paint sprayer, which is kind of an advanced tool. You don't need to do that, but it will save you some time. And that's him spraying it. And he's talking about how this sprayer does the corners really nice, which is very true. At my house, I just hired a 13-year-old kid to stain mine. I did everything wrong with my staining of my bunkies, so I'll explain what I did wrong. This is the product that we recommend, or one of the products we recommend. It's called Sandstone EnviroStain. It's made for log cabins, and there's when we say stain, it can be any color. You could stain it like red, or in some cases our customers have stained it green in different cool colors. So you don't have to think of it like, you know, it has to be some variant of brown. It can be any color, but stain is like what the word they use for like wood paint that will last for a long time, because the proper stuff, it costs a little bit more, but it'll last for like 8 to 10 years. So definitely go with this stuff or something equivalent of a natural stain. So Dave's explaining why he sanded it, because he wanted to open up the wood pores. And that's pretty much it. Also, it's helpful if you have a bunch of kids that you can rope into this, which Dave does. He's got 5 kids. So let's get back to, that's basically staining in a nutshell. Some of our customers from last year, I'm gonna get a little bit preachy. Some of our customers from last year didn't stain their bunkie, and they're emailing me, Dave, we're gonna get to it this spring. I did the same thing. I had my very first bunkie. I didn't stain it for a year, and it was fine. But we do recommend, if you can, you know, build the bunkie, give it a month or two to kind of acclimatize, maybe 2 or 3 months. Most customers wait a while, and then you can apply the stain. And it's a good idea to sand it first, like Dave was saying in that video. And if you love just the natural wood look, they do make clear stains. So I tried to put a clear stain on my bunkies, on one of my bunkies, and I use a bad product. There's a product called Thompson Water Seal, which is kind of for decks, and it goes on really easy. It's really cheap, but it sucks after about a year. So if you come to see my bunkies, which I'm more than happy to invite you guys over, I live just outside of Erin, which is just outside Toronto. You're welcome to come, but my staining doesn't look as good as a lot of our customers. Some of our customers use the oil-based stain. Oh, it just looks magnificent. Mine looks kind of not that great because I've had my bunkies for 3 or 4 years, and I use like a 1-year stain. So just spend a little bit extra money and put on the good stain. So that leads me to my next point, which is roofing. So roofing is kind of the same concept. Roofing, you can go with shingles. It's about $120 to roof a bunkie, maybe $150 depending on the type of shingle. Or you can get a really high quality metal roof from Vic West or another company, but Vic West we recommend because they're Canadian, and it'll last forever. So it's another one of those, spend a little bit more now and then never have to worry about it kind of thing. So this is an example of a 2017 model, which is very similar to a 2019 model, with a nice Vic West roof that I recommended. Here's a 2018 model with a Vic West roof. And you can get any color, guys. Like, you can match it to your house. You can really do some cool stuff with the Vic West roofs. This is another bunkie with a fancier roof. That might be a little more than your traditional Vic West roof, but it's really cool. And this is another Vic West roof. So with the roof, you don't need a ton of skill. You just need basically a drill. You can screw it right to the deck boards. It's all ready to go. And if you use a metal roof, it's really, 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 really long lasting. They'll last your house. So yeah, that's roofing. And I want to show you the interior maintenance. So let's go to this next one. So I'm going to scroll down a bit. There's actually a 3D. You can explore the inside of our 2019 model. Let me show you this. So this is pretty cool. Some people haven't discovered it on our website, but if you want to you're welcome to come and see one in person. It's one thing to see it in person, but if you can't make it all the way to our house or to one of our customers' house, then let me show you this little thing. So this is like our 3D exploration. This is up in the loft, and let's move around. You can actually scroll around and see around the bunkie. This is our 2019 model, and up here in the corner, if you want, you can add a window up there, and you see this side window here that opens up. It's really cool. I've added the blinds after the fact, but that's the side window, and you can add a side window over here. A lot of people have been asking, can I add a side window here? Yes, you totally can. And then here's the ladder, and there's the door outside. There's another opening window that you can get down. Not the greatest with this, but there we go. I'm going to stand down here. Okay, cool. So this is, so you can see there's a fair bit of room. You've got room for, you have a little chair there and a little tea cozy thing, and then this is a queen size bed right here. It fits just perfect. And this ladder is movable. You can put it in different locations. And We have a little lamp, and that's a ceramic heater down there. You get a real feel for like how cozy it feels in here. And I'll show you up in the loft too while we're in the topic. So this is our, in our 2019, there's going to be a window right here where that dot is. So we've added the window, and we've added one extra log. So this whole loft is going to be one log higher, and it'll give you a lot more headroom, which is nice. There's a single mat in here, but you can fit a queen size mattress in there. And with the extra log, it's going to feel a lot bigger. So that's kind of our improvements for 2019 in the interior. And what did I do for the interior maintenance? So on this bunkie, I just added a little clear stain on the side walls just to kind of protect it. I rent mine out on Airbnb, so I wanted to have some kind of scuff proofness, and that worked really well. So this is all kind of just basically the natural look of the wood with a little bit of a clear coat on it. And that's pretty much all I did with the interior maintenance. I wonder if you can see any trim on here. Oh yeah, see on here there's, see the little trim on the wall? That also comes with the bunkie too. I was trying to explain that, but that trim comes with the bunkie. And then also I stained the floor this dark color. Lots of our customers just leave the floor bare, but I like to stain it. So there's a couple layers of wood stain and then a clear stain to protect it. So that's pretty much the bunkie, and there's the roof. And I'm going to take questions, so if you've got questions and they haven't already been asked, you can start firing them into the chat right now. I'm going to try to get back to where I want to belong, which is the presentation again. There we go. Okay. So, I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys actually saw that. I don't know if you did or not. Hold on, let me just check the chat. Oh, we can't see anything talked about. Oh, classic Dave. Okay, let me go back. Sorry, I was describing in such magnificent detail things you weren't even seeing. My apologies, guys. Are you seeing it now? This is the 3D tour. I'm going to go back to full screen on this. Sorry about that. So this is the three-dimensional tour. Can you see this right now, guys? That we can scroll around and we can see inside the bunkie. So this is the queen-size bed I was talking to. This is the inside of the bunkie. If you scroll down, there's the trim I was referring to and the inside of the walls. You can do this all yourselves. If you go on our website, there's this three-dimensional tour. You can go on and check it out. You can go up into the loft, like I was talking about. On our new model, this is going to be one log higher, so it's a lot bigger. And then there's also a window there against the wall where you see the dot. All right. Sorry about that. No visibility. Can you see that now? Hold on. You can't see the videos in your face. Okay, yes, you can see it now. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Okay, cool. All right, so that's, you can do that on your own time. I don't need to do that again. But that's the presentation. So, once again, guys, if you got any questions about the contest, how to get more points, we're going to have a code word today as well in this video, embedded somewhere. And if you go on the contest scoreboard page, you'll see how to get 100 points. If you've been tracking us so far, you should be able to figure that out. If you have any troubles with that, though, message me. Some people have troubles with how to enter the code. We'll help you. So, let's get to questions. I'm an open book. You can ask any questions you... Oh, one more thing I should also mention, too, before we get into questions. So, we're going to close the contest in 9 days. Or, no, sorry. How many days? Yeah, 9 days. The 26th, I'll close it out. We'll announce it live. And then we have 2 days where we're going to do our best deal of the year. It's $1,000 off our 2019 model, which is going to be the best deal we'll have all year. And there's going to be a secret bonus on top of that. If you call me, I'll just tell you what the bonus is, but I'm trying to keep it a secret from the masses. But if you want to come see a bunkie in person, this is the week to do it. Make time to do it. You're welcome to come by my place in Erin. If you're, say, out in Ottawa region, we've got a couple customers that are happy to show you. If you're down in southwestern Ontario, like Sarnia, Windsor direction, we've got customers out there that are happy to show you. Even like Tobermory possibly, even Muskoka region, where we've got customers all over. So if you want to come check one out, just email me or call me and we'll set that up for you. Yeah, the 2-day sale, once again, I don't want to be like a jerk about it, but last year a lot of people waited and then the prices went up and they were bummed out. So don't let that happen to you. And also, because the ordering process, which we'll talk about in a bit, like another live stream, but it does take a good 10 weeks between ordering and getting your bunkie in the spring. Because everybody wants their bunkie in the spring, But the smart people like you order it now, and the less smart people wait until like May, and then it's another like wait time. So don't wait. If you're interested in doing it, give me a call. So let's get to questions. I'm scrolling over here. Okay, I'm scrolling up to the top. So there's a lot of questions. Okay, so we're gonna answer any questions. Anything's on the table, but try to look and see if your question was asked before you ask it. Okay, someone said, I grew up in Erin. That's awesome. Okay, Derek says, any chance of getting another course to make the roof higher? Our 2019 is higher, and if you want it higher, that's possible. I gotta find out if that's engineering-wise safe. So good question, Derek. It's awesome that everything is pre-cut. Yes, it is awesome. Dallas asks, I feel like I'm answering questions from a previous stream. So hold on. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Sorry about that, guys. I realize that the comments have all merged together. Okay. Okay, so I think we're on the same page again. So, people from Sarnia, that's where my hometown. I grew up in Petrolia. Cindy Mathers. People from Hamilton, Hearst, Ontario. Where's Hearst, Ontario? Louisette. Elliot Lake, Pat Drouillard from Windsor. Welcome back, Pat. You were here last year. I remember you. Grand Bend, that's near me too. Kathy from Erin, moving to Erin, I think, right? This Friday. Okay. All right. So, Lilas, is this the Airbnb presentation? That's going to be on Thursday. So, I'll answer any Airbnb related questions then. All right. Marcia, how's it going? I got to call you tomorrow. All right. And then, Dan Bois Homestead. I'm not saying your name right, but Dan, I tuned into his live stream on Friday night. He's doing a homestead thing up in northern Ontario, north of Sault Ste. Marie, and he's got a really interesting channel. If you just type into YouTube Dan Bois Homestead, really interesting guy, and his wife is really cool too. So check it out. So Stratford representing. All right. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down for the questions. I apologize there's a lot of questions, at least a lot of comments. Okay. So. Yeah. Also, my phone line was a little bit busy this past couple of days, so if you tried to get through this weekend and missed it, that's okay. Just call me on Monday. I had some wacky delay happening. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not the most expert live streamer, so I'm still working on the kinks. I appreciate your patience. Okay, Lisa asks, is the metal roof noisy during the rain? So if you put a little bit of insulation underneath the roof, which I recommend, then it's not too bad. And actually some people like the sound. Like Nancy Nicholson says, I love the sound of the rain on a metal roof. Yeah, some people love it. Marcia says, what about venting the roof? So there's a window up in the loft. You can vent that way. And on my bunkies, I actually put down what they call strapping. So there's like a piece of wood going up, then a piece of wood going across, and then I screw the metal roof into that. So there's like that much air gap. So that tends to protect against the sound and also give the heat somewhere to go. So that's a lot of our customers didn't do that, but that's okay. Susan, for the 19 model, is there a choice on which side the window is placed? Yeah, you can put the window on the left side or the right side. It doesn't matter. It's your choice. Do we have a video on how to install? Yeah, we do. Everyone's saying they don't see anything. So sorry. That was my stupidity earlier in this live stream. My bad. I should have checked out the comments while I was doing that. Yeah. Thank you for telling me that you haven't seen that. And I did repeat the segment. Okay. People very helpful. Okay, now you're seeing it. Okay, great. And I'm going forward. Star A. Collins Librock says, looks great inside, like a cottage. It totally does. I think that's a main advantage we have, or a lot of the other bunkie companies or cottage companies, is that our bunkies really feel awesome inside right away. And you don't need any finishing. It's just boom, they look great. Nancy, question on the loft. Is it safe for children? Yeah, I have my 5-year-old plays up there all the time. Mine has safety rails that I put on. Probably 85% of our customers don't actually install the safety rails. The kits come with safety rails. If you have really small kids, I would suggest putting in the safety rails, and then they can only go up and down wherever you put the ladder. That's probably... Okay. Andy said, what is the delivery turnaround when ordering February 28th and 29th? You mean February 27th, 28th, since there's no 29th this year? So I'm hoping to have everybody's Bunkie ordered, like I said, by March 1st, and then we should have a delivery by May. So there's a bit of a turnaround, especially at the start of the season. So get in the front of that line, not the end. Okay. Kathy says, how do you determine the winner? Do you need to collect points? Explain. Great question, Kathy. So anyone can win. If you've entered the contest, I think you get 40 or 50 points right off the hop. And that's 40 or 50 ballots. If you think of like a huge ballot box, you just stuffed 40 ballots with your name on it in the box. And then each time you get, 10 or 20 or 30 points, you get another 10 or 20 third chances to win. So that's kind of the fairest way to do it. Anyone can win, but the more points you have, the more your chances are of winning. Now, last year we gave our 2018 model away, and this girl, Nina Wadzinska, I'm not saying her name right, but Nina, she was, I think, ranked like 300th. She only had maybe 100 or 200 points. She didn't have a ton of points, and she still won. So anyone can win, and it's all done through this platform that we're using. So, Bella says, anyone close to Thunder Bay we can have a look at. I don't think we have any customers in Thunder Bay. We have some out. What is our... write me a message, Bella. I don't think we have anyone in Thunder Bay yet. And Allison says, do you need a building permit? No. Any of our normal kits, so our 2018 model, our 2019 with a loft, or 2019 without a loft, all three of those don't need a building permit, according to Ontario building permit laws. Check your local bylaws just to be safe. Susan, can we have the window on the 2019 on either side of Bunkie? Yes, you can. Angie says payment of 50%. Yeah, we do a deposit of 50% when you order your Bunkie, and then the remainder when you get your Bunkie. Brian says, I'm up in the North Bay region. Can this fit onto a pickup and trailer? It depends on the trailer. So that's a good question, Brian. The trailer would have to be capable of carrying a 14-foot package. It's 14 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet, and it's 25 to 3,000 pounds. So 2,500 to 3,000 pounds. So it's quite heavy. So most people need a double axle trailer to pull that off. And we're happy to deliver. We can deliver to... that might be part of that big surprise thing I was talking about during the 2-day sale. No promises on that. Amy says, does the payment plan require the 50 deposit? Oh, yeah. So we're going to be doing financing. That I'm working out this week. It'll probably be something like, if you pay in 1 year, it's 8% or 7.99%. If you take 2 years to pay it off, then it might be dependent on your credit score. And you have to also apply for it and be approved of it. So on approved credit. This is with a company called PayBright that we've partnered with. So you don't need the deposit, but you do need to apply for the credit and be approved for the credit. Andy says, form of payment. We prefer email money transfer or check, and you can pay for credit card or even Bitcoin. Sandy says, do you arrange shipping or do we? It's up to you. We can arrange for you, and then you can pay us, or you can come pick it up. Whatever's simpler. Most people just say, Dave, figure it out. Get it to our house and we'll pay you. That's the best way to do it. Catherine says, is the deck included? There's no deck in the kit. I don't know where the deck... you were probably looking at pictures and you saw some of our customers built on decks. Not included. Janice says, how does the payment plan work? I think I explained that already. So I think it works out to be like $300 a month if you do it over 2 years, give or take, and then $600 a month if you do it over 1 year, which is pretty decent. Jane Salisbury, is there any warranty on this? That's a great question, Jane. So we do have 3 guarantees with our Bunkies. 3. Number 1, if you don't love your Bunkie and are super pumped about it, within 60 days, let us know and we'll give you your money back and take the Bunkie back. Guarantee number 2, if anything breaks or craps out on you in that unlikely event, then we'll fix or repair or replace or whatever within the 5 years. Things are pretty stable. It's not a lot to break on this thing. Naomi says, can you make the Bunkie with 2 lofts? Possibly. Give me a call about that. That's like a custom thing. We do custom things. We can do big sheds. We can do houses even. And like full-on cottages. But that's more of a custom thing. So you have to call me and I need some really specifics about what you want for the 2-loft thing. We had a 2-loft thing that we kind of tried. Not a lot of people loved it. So most people loved the 1-loft. Because you still get some nice headspace and you still get Dambois. Okay. Michelle says, you mentioned financing before. When will more info be available on that? That's this week. We'll have the financing thing all ready to go. But like I said, it'll probably be, if you pay it off in 1 year, 7.99%. And then if you pay it off in 2 years, it'll be more. So the company tells me that you apply for it and then they score you on based on your credit and whatever factors they use. And then that's to determine what the credit rate is. But if you do it within 1 year, then it's 7.99 guaranteed. Okay. Stephanie says, good channel. Been watching. That's how I found out about the contest. I think you're probably talking about Dambois. Great channel. Jenny Bullen, my family came to see your Airbnb today, and they were built so well. The kids loved the loft. Thanks. Oh, thanks for coming by, Jenny. Yeah, and that's really nice of you to say. So, yeah, you're welcome to come by anytime, guys. I live in Erin, just outside Toronto. Leah says, is the bunkie flush to the ground, or do you need steps to the door? So, I don't really have any. I have 1 step. I guess I built 1 tiny step. So, depending on how high and how level or unlevel your area is, you might go kind of relatively flush against the ground and not need a step, or you might need one. I built mine up on cinder blocks, and most of our customers did that, and it just helps get it above the ground and keeps any moisture off of it, and then you might need to build a tiny little step. Michelle says, are there screens for the windows? Yes, you can totally put screens on the windows. They aren't included in the kit this year, just for simplicity's sake. But I have a video on screens that I'll share with you guys. It's super easy. Anyone can do it. You just basically unscrew the frame, put the window in, the screen in one of those like window rolls or screen rolls. They're like $20. Yeah, so that's a simple and easy way to do it. Susan, can we get the 2019 with the 2018 model front? No. Might have asked this. No, you can't do that. Yeah, email me. Kathy said, I thought you said kids come with safety rails. Kids do not come with safety rails, Kathy. I've noticed that. People are from St. Joe's Island. Cool. Victoria says, can I win, please? No. Maybe you'll win. But right now the odds are... secret word, Marcia Fortress asked. Good. Okay. The secret word is... boxing. The secret word again, boxing. Okay, Kathy says, do any bunkies come pre-stained or painted in teal blue? No, our bunkies don't come pre-stained. You can totally stain them teal blue. In fact, one of our customers stained it a really nice teal green. But you'll have to do that. It'll make way more sense once you see the kit and you unpack it. You're like, yeah, I have to do this after the fact. When you want to get it in place first and then stain it. Dawn is in the Bahamas right now. Everyone be angry at Dawn. Pam says, wow, that's high interest. 7.99%. That's actually pretty decent for a consumer like line of credit type interest. But yeah, pay up front then. Deb says, what is the life expectancy of the bunkies? I'm going to give it 20 years. It's warranted for 5. Marco says, how do we qualify for the 100 points? So we're going to give 100 points away if you enter the code word boxing. Yeah. Leia says, can the floor be tiled? Totally. It comes with a hardwood floor. That looks great. But you can totally put tile on top of that. Yeah. All right. Don says, since first Tuesday, number 2 video, I've been trying to get number 1. Doesn't come up. Is it no longer available? No, you can still watch it. If you go to facebook.com/bunkielife/videos, you'll be able to see the very first stream I did screwed up and it got split into 2 kind of micro videos. So you might need to check that out. Lori Douglas asks, wood stove? The answer to that is totally our customers have done that. And no, I can't recommend that for liability reasons. But totally it will work. That's what my customers tell me. Brian says, what is the insulation value of the bunkie walls? It's the same as wood, so not fantastic. But with that said, if you have a decent heater in there, I have 2 electric heaters. I've had customers, or my Airbnb guests have stayed right until January, February, March even. If it gets down really cold outside, it's going to get cold inside your bunkie. They're like a 3 to 3.5 season cabin, realistically. And that all depends on your area. Like if there's lots of wind blowing on it, it might get colder. Although you don't really feel the wind inside because the logs lock so tightly together. You don't feel the wind at all. Okay, Kathy says, couldn't your people put it together for an extra cost? Yes, we totally can build for you. We got a couple different subcontractors. I built a bunch last year, so you can totally let us know if you need help building it. It is a really fun weekend project. If you got like some kids or like some friends or whatever, get everybody over together, and you can literally build this thing in a day or two, and that's a cool, awesome, satisfying feeling. But if you want us to build for you, if you're not able to, we're more than happy to help. And the code word is, Lisa asks, boxing. Lori says, how about wheelchair accessible? Is the door wide enough? Yes. The 2019 model it's a French door, so it goes like 2 doors. French, I'll say. And you can totally fit a wheelchair there, no problem. You might need to build a tiny ramp. Wouldn't have to be intense, but like a very small ramp. Marco says, is it case sensitive? No. I did say boxing, as in, or like Boxing Day, that day where everyone goes to the store after Christmas. That's secret word again, Stephanie Brooks, is boxing. Oh, and then thanks Heather for typing the Dan Bois Homestead YouTube video. Check them out. They're cool guys and girls. Oh, Victoria, what is the name of the metal roofing you recommend? Vic West. They are made in Stratford. I've been to the factory myself to pick up a customer's roof, and they are awesome. Vic West. You can order them through any local Timber Mart or probably Home Hardware. They basically are like the Canadian standard, and they're relatively inexpensive. You can pick any color. There's different profiles if you have different designs you want to check out, and they're great. Everyone's saying boxing. So I should say, guys, typing the word boxing into this chat is not going to get you the points. You need to go to bunkielife.com, click on About, click on Contest Scoreboard, and then you're going to go down to the how you get all the points. Because you can't get, we don't know that you typed in here. The contest has to know that you did it for you to get the points. So in about half an hour after this video is done, I'll go on there and I'll enable live stream number 4 button. So you got to scroll down to number 4, click on that, and then it'll say watch the video. Click on the watch video. Even if you've already watched it and you know the code, you still need to click on that button first, and that will enable you to type in the second box, which is what's the code word, which you'll type in boxing. Okay? And you have to do that on the contest scoreboard page. If you just do it in a chat, not going to be helpful. Okay? So, yeah, it's just one of the funky things about this contest. Yes. Daniel Dag says, check your local wood burning regulations. They vary. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Kent says, insulate the floor. Yeah, totally. If you can insulate the floor, you can put styrofoam down and then build on top of that kind of thing. Jennifer says, I want one so bad. They're stunning and I love them. Well, that's wonderful, Jennifer. Give me a call. Let's make this happen. If you don't win, you can still buy one. Wild Time Films, great name, says, how many contestants do you expect? Great idea and product. Well, thank you. I expect to be at 26,000 contestants by the end of this, by February 26th. Last year we had 13,000, and so it's not a huge shock to me that it's even more popular this year. It's quite the awesome offer, and people are pumped. So I'm thinking 26,000 is that's what I'm projecting. We're at 22,000 right now. Shelley Poole Binder says, are they still single pane windows? Yes, they are. I think pane is P-A-N-E, just FYI. The loft makes a perfect kids reading nook. Totally, it is. Yeah, we went with single pane just to keep the cost down for you guys. Danielle says, do you have to put in boxing with a high eyebrow? Yes, if you could put in boxing, like while you type it, you could go, boxing. That would be helpful. Angie Orn says, when ordering, can you order the roof in metal so it all arrives at once? Yeah. The metal roofs only take about a week or two to come in, but usually if you order, I'll send you all the specs for your model. Most people are going to order the 2019 model, but we can send either one. And then you just basically, we can connect you with your local timber mart or whatever, and then just you say, hey, here's my Bunkie model. And they go, okay, great, that's Bunkie model 2019, boom, and then just make it happen for you. And then they can deliver. Usually they'll deliver it for you. So that looks like I'm at the end of all the questions. It's been a wonderful presentation, minus the fact that I did a 10-minute thing on a interior that you never even saw. But we're living, we're learning, we're growing together, guys. It's been a pleasure doing this contest this year. It's been really, really fun for me. And people are already ordering it and putting in their orders ahead. Like I said, don't be that person that waits till February 28th at 5 o'clock to call me, because if I can't get the order in, then we can't get the order in. And we'll have to, like I said, March 1st, the prices are going up. So if you're thinking, yeah, you're going to be in one of three camps. One, I just want the free thing. That's totally cool. So you're just here for the points and you hope you're going to win. That's great. No problem. Share it with your friends who might buy one. Secondly, you might be like, I'm not sure. I'm trying to make an educated decision. So that's what this question and answer is for. You can always email or call me. Number three is I'm pretty sure that this is the right product for me and this is the right company for me. So in that case, let's set up a time to come see one if you want to see it, or if you're ready just to order, then call me right now. And if you end up winning, then what we'll do is we'll just give you two, right? Or we'll work it out. If you end up winning the actual contest, then we can work it out. But last year I was more like, well, call me if you have a chance. But this year I can very confidently and assertively say it's in your best interest to call us and order it now, or at least get the ball rolling with all your questions, because you don't want to wait until the last 2 days, because I'm going to be very busy and I'm going to be taking a lot of calls, and so I might not be able to leisurely answer all your questions. So get them out now. Talk to me now. If you want to see it, come see it this week as opposed to next week when things get insane. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, guys. It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy your chats. If you're watching this after the fact, you can still comment and we'll try to answer them in chat. And in 2 days from now, we're going to talk about, let me pull that calendar up one more time. So this is the calendar for what we're doing. Hold on. So this is week we're on. Once again, Tuesday we'll talk about the ordering process and delivery. We talked about that a little bit today. It'll be a very short stream. Thursday is one about Airbnb, how I've made all my money from Bunkies. They've pretty much paid themselves off within 6 or 7 months. And then the next week, on Sunday, we'll talk about the 2 day. I'll explain that little extra bonus part of the deal. It's $1,000 off our 2019 model, but there's also something additionally awesome. I'll explain that all on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, we announce the winner. And then our 2 day sale starts. So that's basically the strategy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been a pleasure. And if you have any other questions, just email or call.